Well, good afternoon to you. Not sure if anyone is on yet, but this is just a very short video or short live vlog. We went right around quite a bit of places having a look to see what was going on, see if it was coming, if the swell was coming to the east side. No, not there really. Coming around to the north, we thought we were seeing this location a lot bigger, but it's still surfable. As you can see, it's still about head, just slightly overhead. However, it is dropping into a low tide now, or going towards the lower tide now, so we'd expect that this won't be surfed for too much longer. It doesn't really handle really good low tide and mid-tide break mainly. What you're looking at right now, in case you're not familiar, this is Duppies, the surf break. We've carried this here in our hidden beaches and treasures. We haven't really carried it with a big surf. We thought we would be able to do that today. We know a few of you have been looking around waiting to see if our alerts have been going off, so rather than sit you there waiting in vain, we decided we'd come on and do a little live when we got here. As I said, we had been wrong. We went overlooking from up what they call the Savannah area for the upper elevations to see if the outer 𝐊𝐈𝐍𝐶 reef was breaking. No, so therefore knew the southeast was not doing a swell really. Came around to the east coast, path through Bashable along 𝐾𝐈𝐿. Could see a little bit of a north swell, but nothing really super exciting to say, wow, it's gonna be huge. And then we decided to come right over here to Duppies and have a look from on top of the ridge. We did do a little 4K down from the lower elevation, halfway down, well, quarter way down on the cliff point itself. Not really any surf at that time either. There are a couple of sets come through. You can see a set there now starting to come through the outer section, lining up. They have one or two that have been coming through, but not really consistently in the same location all the time, because there is a change in tide. So a lot of times the guys are a little bit far up inside for it, working its way down the actual bar. So anyhow, that is a couple of guys out right now. So thank you for coming on here just to say hello and good morning and blessings from the beautiful shores of Barbados from my wife and myself. She's not here at the moment still, but she will be back in just over a week and a half or somewhere around there, hopefully less, but somewhere in that kind of time frame. We're still going to be bringing you the journey, of course. A little bit quiet this week. Thought we were going to do a little bit more, but over the weekend especially, but we decided to lay low and sort of like just build up some energy for this week. Thought we'd get a big surf today. We were looking to go from sunrise this morning, prior to sunrise actually, but none of the cams showed anything, or the wave charts didn't show it was in at that time, so came out a little bit later, and thank goodness, because there's really not much to see really right now as in swell wise. But we're going to take a drive up the west coast and have a look at it and see if anywhere is getting hit by a surge or whatever. Maybe sometimes you get up there a little bit better when the tide drops off than you do down here, so we wait and see how that goes. But good evening to each and every one of you all. Afternoon, I think it is. I hope it is. I don't know. I left home fairly early, so, and I don't wear a watch, as you would know. Only time I wear a watch is when I have it, well, check my watch, is when I have a schedule to attend to, which I really don't have too often. So it could be morning or it could be afternoon. But hello to each and every one of you all in peace and beautiful serenity from Barbados. I'm going to leave you here for a sec, just watching this view. Just to let you know, those waves are breaking just outside of Harrison's Point, where the lighthouse is. Just around the corner from there, you get the outer reef of 𝐿𝐴𝐶𝐿𝐿. You'll see that as you go further down the cliff and look around. Nothing really breaking huge right now. That just gives you an indication of where we are exactly. I said we're at Duppies. A lot of garbage out here being burnt. I don't know what's really going on here. I'm not too sure really, but we're going to bring you around anyhow and let you see for yourself. Got a few vehicles up here. People tend to park a little further back from the cliff itself, and and clear visibility of around the area, because out here is a little bit off the road. So if you're parking down here, don't leave any valuables in your vehicle, and certainly don't bring a lady down here, leave her, or your partner down here and leave them, and you go out surfing, because down here it gets a little bit down the bottom, a little bit secluded and lonely. So we definitely recommend, if you're coming down here to surf, come and surf, but don't leave anyone on the beach up here on the higher rise by themselves. That would not be something we would advocate to. Those of you who like to say a serenity prayer, I've said mine a couple of times this morning already, but if you'd like to join me, we can say it together now as one, a unity of love and power of prayer. If you'd like to join us, please do so. All others will be back through in a couple of moments. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Your will, not ours, be done. Amen. You can see a couple of lines there. You can actually see them now. As I said, the tide is getting a little lower, so even these smaller swells will look as though there's more of a line, because the reef is not as deep as it would be at the higher tide, obviously. So you're seeing a little bit more of what looks like a swell out there in the middle of the water. Under normal conditions, when you see a swell like that there, if it was high tide, people would be scattering and going out, because it would mean something really big is coming in. But the lower tide has it, of course, surfable, but it's definitely looking out further out. It's looking more swelly than it would at this size normally if there's a higher tide. In case you do not know, there's a flavorful dunk tree here, quite a few others in this proximity as well. So if you're down here anytime around Christmas and New Year, January or so, you'll come out and try out some of our local fruit called dunks. Yeah, proper fruit, not like some of the other junk that's wrongly placed. right now you see they got cashew nuts, fruit selling all over on the east side. So I guess they're sort of like coming into season. I saw them this morning. So if you're driving around, you might be able to get some delicacies. Any of you that are on the island right now or coming to the island within the next couple of weeks and you're looking to do an island drive, please consult your waves or your maps. The Bath Hill, that's the hill that goes up from Bath up to Cottisham College, that is out of operation. That is closed, detoured. So if you're going to Bath, you're going to have to either go up over the top by Coach Hill, come down through Newcastle Hill and come back up towards the Bath. Or if you're at Bath, you got to go towards the north and then work your way out, maybe up through by the spring and stuff. However, the better hill, the better roads around the island are chewed up right now. All of the east coast itself have areas where all of the areas for the drainage, the water drainage coming from the hills and the east coast into Cattle Wash, all those bridges are being redone. So there's massive construction going on over there. They're using roads that are up in the grass, which have more covered, for you to drive through, so they can work on the bridges. So if you're coming on an island drive right now, please consult your waves or your maps, because there are some areas that you may not be familiar with that are presently under construction. I encountered a few of them. I knew about the one by Bath, so I didn't really get dislodged by that, but the ones coming on through the east coast, you can get through, but they're a little bit difficult. And there are also some bridges out in the actual country areas, in St. Andrew, St. Thomas areas as well. So if you are driving, please make sure and have your GPS on with you if you're not familiar with what's going on the island right now. But it's a beautiful day in Barbados. Take a trip around. The wind's blowing today, so it's a lot cooler than it has been for the last 2 days. And as you can see, we have these cooling patchy clouds all around. So it's quite beautiful today. Anyway, I hope you all had a nice little look at Barbados. Hope this has brought a little bit of some kind of cheer for those who want to see the island. This is your island. You're looking at it right now. As I said before, this is Duppies. Not really impressive surf rate today, but don't worry, we'll be back when it gets up. We just came around because we're doing how we do. We came and had a look. We're just practicing our serenity. All right, so catch you all later. Enjoy your day. One love all the time. Keep well and keep safe, and hopefully we'll see you soon again. Bye for now. Catch you later. Remember, we're Barbados, Journey 246. If you've not already subscribed and put on your notifications for us, please do so. We love your company when we're walking. So right now we have a small number on here, and as expected, it's a Monday, it's a Guinea work week. A lot of people are at work and stuff, but those are here have the opportunity to watch now. You can have a little bit of look at it. But as you can see, where you don't surf at low tide, it gets too fast, and it's breaking too fast because it's on too shallow a reef. Catch you all later. Love you all. One love. Journey 246.